Wait, did I unmute it? Hold on.
This is just Ilia's Castle sleep memes. We're trying to power through it.
Yeah, we were doing another route of sleeping at Ilia's castle. That's where we left off. I haven't edited any VODs in a while, but I know that I just need to make a fucking clear throat compilation.
Now that I'm alone in here, the first thing I'll do is check out the room. It's not all that bad being shut up in here this way, but the fact that Sela seemed to enjoy it so much is another story. This room's not booby-trapped, is it? No ceiling that will descend and crush me, or briars that'll grow out of the floor, or walls that will close in on me, or water that'll flood in, right? Well, it seems safe enough. After investigating the room and finding it free of any traps, either modern or antiquated, I feel safe for the time being.
What does an antiquated trap look like?
That's got, like, you trip like a rope and a log swings out of the wall, right?
She thinks that she's got lasers set up for
yeah,
some
like a modern trap is like a claymore. And like an antiquated trap is like a log or like a rope that shoots an arrow out of the wall.
You're like, how technical? You're like, am I dying from blood first trauma or from bombs? Jesus.
Even you're not evil enough to do something like that, huh, Sela? Well, that's good. I'm tired, so I'll turn in for the night. I'll just fall asleep in here. Man is the kind of animal that, if he really puts his mind to it, can sleep just about anywhere.
It's got to be a maid.
Or Ilia.
Ilia would never call him Shiro.
Oh, that's true. It's Oni-chan, right? Really? Never? I feel like she says Shiro sometimes.
Maybe? Okay.
I can just like kind of hear Shiro in your Ilia voice in my head.
Shiro, are you in there?
Yeah, get fucked. Ilia? I sit up from the floor at the arrival of a sudden visitor. In through the door comes Ilia. After a glance at my surroundings.
What are you doing in the storeroom? Shiro, can you not relax unless the room looks like your storehouse?
No, this is my room for the night.
She literally's like, you picked this room out of all the rooms in my house, you bitch.
Looking what must be somewhat desperate, I hold in a yawn as I answer her. Oh, she's definitely shocked now.
There are plenty of guest rooms you could have used. Did you ask to stay here because you didn't want to impose by chance?
That's not it. Sela just went, "This is your bedroom, Emiya-sama," and shut me up in here before I could do anything.
Oh, Sela, what have you done this time? Having Shiro stay in a storeroom like this?
You said it. I thought you'd at least let me sleep in a bed. Is that me? Is that someone like doing an impression?
Yeah.
All right, I guess. You must not, my lady. A doghouse is more than appropriate for an underfed dog that may bite you at any moment. Albeit lacking in taste as he is, I'm sure you'll voice no objections to it. Ha 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 ha.
Honestly, this is an embarrassment to me as your hostess. Shiro, I can't allow you to stay in here.
Burning with righteous indignation, Ilia pulls me towards the door by the hand. But you must not, my lady. The dark maid appears without a sound. Can these maids just appear at will anywhere in the castle or something?
Yeah, where are her legs?
And though her uniform's mostly white, it's certainly appropriate to call her dark.
Sela!
Oh my god.
A lady's most gracious hospitality is entirely wasted on a commoner of such auspicious breeding as this one. Still, though I originally planned to place him in the kennel outside, I not only made ready this room for him, but went for great pains securing the sleeping bag for his use as well. By my judgment, this warm demonstration of our Einsborn hospitality is well beyond what he deserves. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
So, prepare a guest room at once.
Milady.
I cannot let Shiro sleep in such a place. He is my guest.
But is it not forbidden for the mistress of the household to allow outsiders to say so indiscriminately at the castle? Not good. This is turning into a quarrel between Sela and Ilya. Pardon me, you two. After clearing my throat to draw their attention, I speak up.
God damn it.
Personally, I'm fine with this.
Shiro?
I have a roof over my head and windows that don't let the draft in. The sleeping bag doesn't even seem to have any holes in it. This is more than enough to tide me over for
Sorry, I keep clicking by accident.
one night. It's a big step up from sleeping in the forest ruins out there, that's for sure. You have my admiration. It seems you possess an unusually discerning eye for quality, Emiya-sama. Stella slowly nods. She seems almost sincere, the key word being almost.
There will be no tentacles, Spud.
So, as I was saying, I'll stay here for the night. I got to eat such an amazing feast at dinner, I feel like I can handle anything.
Alright.
I'm very glad to see that we are in agreement, Emiya-sama. Now then, milady, the time has come for lights out. Let us return to your chambers. Getting worse.
Sometimes,
Ilya.
sometimes your British accent it's so fine. It's totally fine. It's totally working. And other times you're like, I've lost the thread. I sound like I'm just making fun of British people.
It goes from like a nice proper British accent to hello really quickly.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
I noticed that neither of them said goodnight. You've got to admit, as a bedroom, this place is severely lacking in creature comforts. But all I have to do for it is to stop bothering me is fall asleep. The creaking of a hinge reaches my ears. Just as I was finally starting to fall asleep, too. The moment I thought that, I realized someone else had come into the room.
Oni-chan, are you awake?
Ilya? She came here alone this late at night?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I am. It's not about what happened, is it?
It is. Even Zella's not up this late. I know you were trying to put on a brave front before, but there's just no way I can leave you in here all night.
Ilya. She came all this way, alone through the dark of the castle night, just for me? Refusing her after all that would be more impolite than anything. Oh, what an idiot I am. I should have just said yes the first time you asked me. So where do you want to put me?
Somewhere really close. Why don't we sleep together in my room, Oni-chan?
Ilya's room, huh? Sounds good to me. What did she say?
You heard her.
Sleeping in her room? And together at that? You idiot, she's like your little sister. No, wait, if that's the case, then what's the problem? I mean, Ilya may be small, but she's still a lady. There's definitely a problem with just jumping into bed with her there. Though really, this whole situation is nothing but one big problem. Spud, she's a child.
Yeah, you can't
Spud, she's a child.
What's wrong, Shiro? You look restless.
Nothing's wrong, and yet an incredibly ominous feeling is clinging to me. I can't go, and yet I can't tell her that I won't.
Shiro, do you hate the thought of going to my room that much? Is it because I held you prisoner there before?
No, that's surprisingly not it.
If you won't come to my room, I'll just have to sleep in here.
Boom.
Oomp. She flops out of the cheap air mattress. I've decided I can't allow Ilya to sleep in a place like this.
I like that Spud's seen enough anime that he's like, surely this is an adult anime character based on her looks. And you're like, no, sir.
I see. Well then, Ilya, do you really mind if I take you up on your offer?
Of course not. Hooray!
Oh, hooray.
Hooray! I get to be with Shiro all night.
She's in a good mood. that's all it takes to make her happy, then this must have been the right choice, right?
This is a much longer scene than I thought it would be.
That prison cell, or I mean temporary guest room, can't even be compared to the gorgeous bedroom I find myself in. Sleeping here with Ilya will be much more relaxing than spending the night alone in that room. Or so I thought anyway.
Cheryl, would you face that way?
Huh?
Obviously, I can't go to bed wearing this now, can I? I'll be done in a minute.
Ah, that's right. It's different for her. What is it, Ilya?
Could it be that you want to watch me? I don't mind if it's you, Oni-chan.
Hey, now what the hell do you think you're saying? Ilya may not be quite old enough to feel it, but there should be some natural shyness between a boy and a girl.
All right. You're no fun to tease at all. You know that, Shiro? Go ahead and look the other way for a minute.
Nothing weird. Just messing. We're just messing around. Just jokes. I do as she tells me. True, a part of me does... No. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Oh my god!
Next one. With that, silence returns to envelop the room. I hear the rustling of clothes. And after that, I sense her slipping under the covers behind my back.
Okay, Oni-chan, all done.
Aww.
This would be
Take
cuter.
out one page of lines. This is wholesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say just that one line, but like, yeah, if you just took a whole page out, it would be perfect.
Ellie and I lie in bed side by side. Even if we both stretch out our arms and legs, there's room to spare.
Jesus, this is gonna get more awkward, Jake.
There absolutely is.
Hey, can I move in closer?
Fine by me. Actually, since the bed is so wide, we gotta get as close together as we can to keep out the draft. I won't be able to look Sel and Liz in the eye if you end up catching a cold because of me.
Yeah, you're right. Well then, excuse me.
Her body snuggles close to mine, in a nice, snuggly little sister way. Her laughter, though colored with a slight shyness, is happy. Coming here is the right thing to do. This bed is too big and cold for such a small girl to sleep in alone.
Shiro, you're so warm, it's like sleeping with a hot water bottle.
A hot water bottle? You sure do think it's the old-fashioned way around here, don't you?
Yeah, it reminds me of something that my mother told me while Kiritsugu was away. She said it was even colder there than she thought it would be, and she missed her hot water bottle. I think I finally understand what she meant now.
Ilya nestles closer, rubbing her cheek against my chest. The way she's holding on to me, I almost feel like a big teddy bear. Speaking of which, this room sure has a lot of those. Do you always sleep with a stuffed animal?
Oh, like
Bonifacius? Bonifacius? How would you say that?
I guess Fossius is what I think that's...
Fossius?
Yeah.
Ugh, sometimes sounding things out in Ilya voice, not easy. Bofidis? Yeah.
Oh, like Bonifacius and Otto? Yeah, sometimes.
I see. She's still thinking up some pretty unique names for them. Otto's definitely got to be like a Germany thing. That's Otto von Bismarck. Bonifacius is like a Roman general.
I love how you know this stuff off the top of your head.
I don't get it, but yeah, I don't know.
They're also
I don't know why
servants.
that was. Thought of Ilya dressed in her pajamas and cuddling up to a teddy bear is a lovely image, but also a very lonely one.
Tonight's the first time you see me in my pajamas, isn't it? What do you think? Do they suit me?
I pat her suddenly inquisitive head. Her hair is as smooth and fine as any silk. She smiles into my hand and snuggles up against it. They're adorable. You're like a princess in a fairy tale.
Until now, nobody's ever told me that.
Gentle warmth has begun to permeate Ilya's little body. She should be able to drift off into a peaceful sleep now.
Oni-chan?
What is it?
Do you ever sleep together with anyone when you were little?
Long ago, Kiritsugu had the tendency to take off on long journeys at a moment's notice, so he wasn't around much. And Fujine didn't stay over much back then, so I don't really have any memories like that. How about you? Did you sleep together with your mom, maybe? Seemed like a normal response to her question. But as the words left my mouth, I felt her tighten her hold on my chest. Her body went rigid, as though out of fear. I gently stroked her back to comfort her. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up. I never had anyone to sleep with either, so I'm a little nervous. At last, the tension phased from Ilia's body. Her faint warmth and gentle, sleepy breaths resume.
I've always slept alone in this bed, and it gets so cold, but now that you're here with me, Oni-chan, it's so nice and warm.
A yawn follows on the heels of her drowsy proclamation. Jay was just like, oh.
Today was just like a dream. It would be wonderful if I could sleep together with Shiro every night from now on. I'd be so happy.
Half of what she's saying at this point must be sleep talk, but I know she means it. Through her drowsiness, Ilia speaks almost as if to someone who's no longer there. It sure would, although every night might be kind of a stretch. I'm pretty sure I toss and turn in my sleep too. You'll probably feel pretty disillusioned after tonight.
Oh, I already knew all that. I'll make sure to fix you so you don't, so you have nothing to worry about.
I feel her wrap me tighter into her embrace. The warmth has permeated my body too, and I can feel my eyelids growing heavy. I feel like I'm hearing my own voice from somewhere far away, as though it belongs to another person.
You really are hopeless without me, Shiro.
The words of the half-asleep Ilia tickle my ears. Her body's faintly warm and soft like a kitten's. We should go to sleep now, Ilia.
You're right. You have another busy day ahead of you tomorrow.
Sorry, Spuds.
How do
Comment
I
got me.
fucking time people out?
So
So I'll see you tomorrow, Oni-chan.
what'd you tell me about?
Oh, 1 second. It's just a chat bridge. Sounding well satisfied, her voice fades to a murmur before gentle sleeping breaths replace it.
Yeah, that guy's trying to get on Love is Blind.
Half our chat just got deleted by that. Feeling her body temperature against me, my consciousness drifts from reality into a happy dream. The night of the 4th day wears on. I lie submerged in a happiness gentle enough to bring tears to my eye. In the midst of the many ends now approaching, this slumber remains the only point of pure, unclouded bliss. Which is why it's a little sad. Because if it's this perfect, the loss when I next open my eyes will be the greatest yet in these many new beginnings. True. It's the 4th night, so they if you're just watching now, that means they all get murdered by werewolves. Oh, thank God for our hot adult writer.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just
What are you doing now?
I was opening the beer.
Oh. What are you doing this whole time?
I was finishing my Jamaica.
Your what?
My Jamaica agua fresca.
Oh. That sounds so fancy.
I don't know. It's just like a little cheap ass drink from a Mexican fast food.
Are you ready to learn how to read?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, we were waiting on you this whole time.
I don't know. We're just talking about drinks.
Yeah, because you brought it up. Because I said, what are you doing? Because you weren't
Well,
reading.
We don't have to keep talking about drinks. I can read now if you want.
Yeah, you can read.
Okay. I'll go visit Ryder. She's probably reading as usual. Hey, Ryder, Oh, great timing. You right now? Just as I'm about to ask her that, she slips right by me. Huh? As if she has something to do, she walks by rapidly.
You don't talk shit about Ryder. Ryder's hot.
Also, don't talk shit about Ryder and then try to promote going back to Ilya, you creep. Oh well, so much for that. Maybe I'll just drink some tea by myself. Yes, it is about today's appointment. No. I've run into Ryder again. I'll make some tea for her too, just in case. Since the teapot's still full of hot water, I quickly brew some roasted green tea. Yes, is there an opening this afternoon? As to the stylist, yes, please tell her I'm in her debt. Then 3 o'clock it is, thank you. Stylist? I bring the tea in the living room and offer some to Ryder. Ryder, were you on the phone? Yes, with the beauty salon. I'm not sure what I'm so surprised about, but the revelation does drive me into a temporary stupor. Well, Ryder is a woman in her prime, after all. It's no surprise she'd go to a salon, but for a beauty like her to go to the same place in Miyama frequented by Homer students? Salon? You mean the one in Miyama? Yes, the length of my hair makes it very difficult for me to care for it by myself. I get it done about twice a week. Ryder's hair. Now that I think about it, I suddenly feel like touching her ever-waving smooth strands of hair.
Uh-oh.
It'd be so nice to run my hands through them just once. No, down, boy. That's a good way to get yourself killed. So your hair grows?
Play cool, man.
Play cool, play cool. Ah, you got that growing kind of hair, huh?
Woo!
Like, she's a servant. This makes sense. Right?
Yeah, right? In
And
context.
also the answer is no.
Yeah, in context,
Like-
the question's valid.
No, but it does become disheveled and... Ryder sips her tea. When I turn back... Oh, when I turn back from spirit to physical form, my hair returns to its original state. Then why don't you just do that? I do not wish to be a burden on Sakura for something as trivial as hair. Therefore, even if it's truly bothersome, I must take care of my hair myself. Frankly, having it disorganized also puts me in a bad mood. Wow, being a woman sounds tough in more ways than one. Thank you for your concern, Shira. However, I would like you to put Sakura's well-being ahead of mine. I am merely her servant, nothing more. Sakura would be happy to have you show concern for her. Wait, is this Ryder again?
It has to be, right? Oh, no. Yeah,
I don't know.
it does, because she said, I'm happy to
Sakura.
see you two together. Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sakura would be happy to have you show concern for her, and I'm happy to see you two together. I see. I'll do my best. Yes, I realize it may be even harder than fighting in a battle, but please try your best. On a trivial side note, that is the side of you that I enjoy watching myself as well. Yeah. She said something scary a little too easily. Okay. I'll be extra considerate towards Sakura then. So what about Tosca? I wonder if she also visits the salon. I don't believe she needs your concern.
Well,
That was quick. Please do not take it the wrong way. Rin is the type of person who does not like to have her efforts seen. Having her beauty-related issues exposed to you, Shiro, would certainly hurt her pride. Ah, I see. A swan's feet is what they say, I guess.
excuse me?
Like, because you can't see a swan's feet because they're underwater, kind of beneath the swan.
Oh, I see.
Swan's feet expression.
It checks out.
Nope, yep, not getting this, so. As for the remaining members of the women's squad. Then what about Saber? That is a more delicate situation. If I were to tell her to go, a fight would surely ensue, but she would probably be a lot more open to suggestion coming from you. It is indeed quite difficult to predict how it would unfold. She'd probably say something along the lines of, I like this hairstyle, or possibly, other hairstyles do not fit me. And how about Fujine? Really, what would that be like? She might enjoy it. Huh? She might actually enjoy it. She does not appear to be the kind of person to use much makeup, but she does not seem to dislike it either. If you wanted to go to the hair salon, I think she would tag along without hesitation. Wait. Doesn't that imply that I would be the one going for a makeover and not Fujine? Let's end our suppositions here. So, Ryder, are you going right away? Due to other appointments, the salon will only be available in the afternoon. I shall be staying here, idling away until then. So she proceeds to set camp in front of the TV.
Pause. She literally goes twice a week to this hair salon, and they're like, this lady's hair never grows. Like, do they not notice that her hair's just the same? They're just washing and drying her hair for her? Is that
Maybe
what I'm
they,
imagining that's happening?
Assume that she cuts it or someone else cuts it or something. I don't know. Although, I'm not particularly fond of it. She says softly. What? Not fond of what? The beauty salon? Why's that? It looks like you're used to going there. Yes, but there are mirrors there. That's so funny. Ah. There are indeed a lot of mirrors in a hair salon. Ryder's true name is Medusa. Her tale includes a defeat with a mirror-like shield. The legendary Shield of Mirror, is it? The one that's said to have reflected the petrifying glare. According to the Greek mythology, Medusa had her mystic eyes blocked by Perseus' shield, and was defeated by having her head cut off, or something like that. So does that mean... Ryder, don't you take off your glasses when you get your hair cut? Meaning, you'd be looking in the mirror. Wouldn't you be petrified? No, I do not get petrified simply by looking in a mirror. That man relied on the reflection to fight me, to avoid looking directly in my eyes. Oh, I see. Perseus' shield did not reflect the mystic eyes. He merely made them ineffective by avoiding eye contact. Huh? Then why do you have a problem with mirrors? You weren't specifically beaten by a mirror. I can understand you might dislike them, but avoiding them? Isn't that a bit much? Well, that's not necessarily true either. Although the goddess's shield could not seal my mystic eyes, the thing that defeated me definitely was a mirror. It's a mystery. It looks like there are some plot holes in the mythology regarding Medusa. Would you like to hear the story, Shira? Huh? No. It does sound interesting, but...
Oh man, I thought we were about to get a lore dump. Whew.
You insist on it? No, if you ask that way, then... After all, it's a story concerning Medusa's, rider's fall. I kind of imagine, since we got, like, the whole backstory for Cahulin, that they'll just have one for everybody.
Yeah, I was expecting a full-on new backgrounds.
Yeah. I feel as if I shouldn't insist on it. No. I'd like to hear it if you're up for it. Understood. I prefer not to reminisce about such things, but if you want to hear about it, then I will tell you. It was after this body of mine had matured into a monster. A story of the last days of a monster that is different from the current me, yet awaits me in the end. The peaceful morning air somehow feels a lot more ominous and oppressive. I'm not sure if she's enjoying my frightened reaction or if it's just a foreshadowing technique. Ryder quietly begins the story of her past self's final moments. If that is so, then I shall bring... Oh, that's fucking Perseus talking. You want to be Perseus?
I sure can be.
Well, Greek hero boy.
If that is so, then I shall bring back the head of the legendary monster, Gorgon.
Soon to be king of Tyrans. And the future king of Mycenae, Perseus, said this at a banquet.
That's how you're supposed to say that word? That's not a criticism.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so I don't look ignorant in front of other people. Mycenae? Got it. Okay. You know, when you were randomly talking to your friends about ancient Greece?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Perseus to your friends who are also really familiar enough with the pronunciation to make fun of you a bit.
No, I meant Mycenae.
Warrior most favored by gods in the Greek world. Perseus, the son of Zeus, the king of gods, on the day of the banquet, to prove his bravery and save his mother, he vowed to defeat the monster. A faraway, solitary island is one of the places where those exiled by the gods lived. A hideous monster lurking at the end of the world. According to the rumors, it resided in the Titan's ruins, a place resembling the cunning evil of the Sirens and the chaotic disorder of the Chimeras. Once a glorious palace of the gods, there's not a trace of its former beauty left on the island. It was now a demonic realm, the likes of which can't be found elsewhere. The name of that sacred place was the Shapeless Isle. A place not even birds visit. A hell on earth. 5 noble phantasms were given to Perseus. A pair of winged sandals so he could fly through the air. A helmet that granted invisibility to its wearer. A bronze shield polished like a mirror, the gift of the goddess Athena. A snake hunter's scythe, Harpy. And finally, a bag to contain the monster's head, Cabyssus. No warrior in the history of Greece had ever been given this many noble phantasms. Perseus equipped himself to win and gathered much information to aid him. A wealth of trustworthy weapons and a strategy to utilize them. Although he had neither seen the foe nor ever set foot in the demon's lair, he had not a speck of fear. Until the day of the battle. Until the moment he descended to that dark palace. The island was drastically different from what he'd heard before. The sun didn't shine, the air was stale, and all living things melted away. A hell that did not permit the very existence of life, a dark palace stained with blood. A place that would trick one into thinking that his time had already come and he'd fallen into the afterlife. Although favored by the gods, Perseus, who had yet to prove himself as a hero, could not bear the sight of it. Perseus ran deeper into the palace as if he were escaping. His dreams of slaying the monster gloriously were long gone. Any longing for fame had long since left his mind. He only wanted one thing: find the monster, take its head, and escape from the island as quickly as possible. The stale air was burning his skin, and his feet were slowly melting away where they touched the ground. Simply stopping would spell certain defeat. Oh, this is the fucking Blood Palace, Noble Phantasm, I get it. The foolish challenger would perish as the monster slept quietly inside the palace. Holding his breath, suppressing the scream rising in his throat, Perseus hid in the shadows as he advanced. The palace was enormous. No, it was excessively huge. Seemingly enchanted, it had no beginning and no end. This terrifying palace only revealed Perseus' own insignificance. Yes, it was not the palace that was grand. It was just that Perseus, shivering and alone, was like a tiny insect to its inhabitant. And so, a few minutes, no, hours later, the mirrored shield warned Perseus. The shield reflected the surroundings on its mirror-like surface. A detector of sorts, the shield shows the Dark Palace's layout, as well as Perseus' own heartbeat. And the heartbeat of a nearby monster, fast approaching. The view distorted. A grotesque creature emerged from the darkness. Yet one cannot stare at it directly. Perseus used self-suggestion to force himself to look at nothing but the shield until the very end. It was already too late to back away. A fight was inevitable. Seconds later, Perseus flew through the air and issued his challenge to the monster. And then, he suddenly realized that something about the legend was off. This place was inhabited by 3 beautiful sisters. But the shield showed only 2 heartbeats, his and the monster's in front of him. Then, the heartbeats of the petrifying snake princess's 2 sisters. Just where could they have disappeared to? A gigantic something came, pulverizing the forest of stone statues in its way. That was the Gorgon, the monster Perseus sensed. Perseus threw a volley of curses. You damn gods, what use is this glory you promised me? There's no victory to be found in this fight from the beginning. The monster had already nearly matured enough to be called an evil god. On this impossible mission, the cleverest of noble phantasms were nothing but life-saving equipment at best. It was not unlike a ship caught in a storm. Being toyed with by the raging waves, Perseus was struggling only to survive. There was no way to win, no weapons to defeat the enemy. A battle of attrition. It may have been possible for a true hero, but Perseus, who had hoped to become one through his victory here, had no means to destroy the Gorgon. Perseus, who still possesses the nature of a human. The only way he could slay the Gorgon would be... Perseus continued to avoid fatal hits using his winged sandals, escaping the petrifying glares and dodging the blows from the monstrous arms. But that was all he could do. The monster did not feel threatened by this new offering. It was no more than a mere nuisance. Finally having enough of the fighting, it opened up its own palace. Breaker Gorgon. A great magical barrier, a complement to the blood fort that enveloped the shapeless isle. Just as the blood fort enveloped the world, the Temple of Darkness sealed it. The person caught inside would have his consciousness imprisoned within the mind of the Gorgon, and would be rid of any abilities he might have had in the outside world. The Temple of Darkness, unlike the Mystic Eyes, only needed a steady supply of magical energy from the Gorgon to draw one in. Perseus had no way to avoid it. It had total control over him. The monster, without even focusing on the fight, could... And the only way to fell the monster is to let it encage itself. Abyssus. The bag that is said to have carried Medusa's head. In an instant, it swelled up, turned inside out, and swallowed Perseus whole. The concepts of the world inverted. The inside of the bag became outside, and the outside became inside. Now, what was inside wasn't the bag's contents, but, in fact, the outside. The Gorgon's Temple of Darkness was aimed inside itself. That prison became a mirror that reflected the Gorgon, who was outside the bag. The monster's movements stopped. Trapped in the Temple of Darkness created by itself, started by a nightmare of its inner wounds, the Gorgon suffered as Medusa. A nightmare beyond all nightmares. The monster despaired at the reflection in the mirror of its own self from the time when it still had a sense of self-awareness. And then and there came the one counterattack. Immortality subverting harpy sliced through the neck of the completely paralyzed snake princess. The invincible monster became Medusa again due to its own heart, and as if waking up from a dream, was struck down all too quickly. That is all. It is an old story, and as it bears no relation to my current self, I've taken some liberties with the details. She continues sipping her tea.
It's interesting that she tells that story from Perseus' perspective and not from her own.
Yeah. some for the audience.
She's like, this dude just showed up at my fucking doorstep, right? Trying to kill my ass.
Also, like, leaves out the whole interesting part of the Medusa story and that she didn't really do anything wrong and then got turned into a monster. Mm-hmm. Because Zeus is a bad, or Poseidon's a bad guy, I think, in this one. She's just recited a story about her own beheading, yet she keeps an unprecedented level of calm. I see. So that's how the story of Medusa's slaying actually went. Yes, from then on, seeing my own reflection was a somewhat traumatic experience. Needless to say, I have difficulty with mirrors. Now I get it. So you don't really take physical damage, but it's mentally difficult, right? That is correct. In addition, having my head used so frivolously by such an adolescent, yes, it angers me greatly. Mirrors are my sworn enemy, you could say. She mutters about having an urge to break every mirror she sees. Such an adolescent is an unusually emotional choice of words for Ryder, though. The adolescent? You mean Perseus, right? Judging from your story, it sounds like he was also well, I can't call him a victim, but it does sound like he got tricked into it, right? Yes, I suppose so. He was also fooled by the gods. After all, he was a mere mosquito in my eyes at that time. I may be able to sympathize, and it was not enough to make me hate him, but... But? Personally, there's no way I could bring myself to like him. He did become a fine character afterwards, but even so. What sort of a person was he? Right, to sum it up briefly. Ryder thinks intently, as if digging up his image from the depths of her memories. And not long after, she raises her head, seemingly surprised at the answer she came up with herself. To sum it up, he was a successful Shinji. Ah, that conjures up an extremely clear image in my head.
Just not for me.
Like a Shinji that, like, got what he wanted in life and succeeded and, like, was a good person.
Oh, a good Shinji. When you said successful Shinji, I just imagined the Shinji now, but successful, and I was like, I don't know, man, it's still kind of a dick.
He's like a, pompous guy, but, like, he's actually, like, can back it up and does heroic shit, you know? Like, if Shinji, like, succeeded in his goals. Really, I simply cannot stomach it. If it weren't for that Kibissus. Having had the barrier turned inside out by Cabissus, Ryder ended up sealed in her own Temple of Darkness. Anyone caught up in the Temple of Darkness is said to experience a nightmare that has taboo and delight both mixed in it. However, I wonder what kind of a vision was it that left her with a trauma this deep. Say, what did you see, Ryder? Ah, no, I'm sorry. A nightmare isn't something you'd like to recall, much less talk about it. Sorry for asking something weird. No. As far as dreams are concerned, I do owe you. It would not be fair for me to refuse to tell you about mine. Ryder straightens her posture once again. But she still remains hunched over ever so slightly. It must be an ever greater challenge to endure than the story of being beheaded. Well, that nightmare. Oh, we're going back. Oh, it's her sisters.
Medusa, get over here, Medusa!
Medusa, get over here, Medusa! Yes, here I am. What is it, elder sister?
What is it, she says? You are aware that the two of us shall be attending Lord Poseidon's banquet this evening, are you not?
Yes, I'm aware that you both have been invited by the Sea King, but what of it?
Did you hear that, other me? This is supposed to be our sister, this useless behemoth.
Yes, it is quite bothersome to have such a brainless person as family. Medusa, perhaps you're a dinosaur. I do wonder if your brain's as big as our hands. Sisters. If it's about the dinner preparations, I'm getting to it just now, but...
Really? I've had it now. I was asking if our attires were ready.
Yes, I'll get them prepared.
You'll get them prepared? They aren't already?
I'm sure she's planning on making us look bad with ill preparations for her own amusement. No, that's not it.
Oh, this girl is looking rather defiant, don't you agree, other me? How clumsy and unladylike.
Indeed, it is a pity, but she'll have to be punished, I suppose. It's all for the sake of our own beloved sister. It might appear that we're going a little too far, but we must steel our hearts and set her straight once again. Elder sister, I'm repenting. I'll do my best tomorrow, so please forgive me today.
Haha, that's right, you should know your place. Alright, we will soon be enjoying ourselves at the party, so we shall forgive you now. Medusa, our dresses.
What is it, elder sister?
What is this? I can't believe my eyes. It looks like there are 3 sets of dresses to me.
I kept it a secret, but I got an invitation too, you see.
Impossible! Ha! Take this!
Yeah. Sister, why are you ripping the scale decorations off my new frilly dress?
Merciless I really am. What a pity. Now it looks like Medusa can't go to the party.
Horrible. Why would you do that, elder sister?
Ha! You can't go. Not in a million years. Do you understand, Medusa? Someone of your standing should not even hope to attend a party. You shouldn't even think about it until you can manage to gather a whole club of adoring fanboys.
Oh my, that's going a little too far, other me. If that were the case, then she'd never be able to debut in the social world.
Why are you Luigi?
She did the that's a what's a.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Elder sister, what are you? Did you not understand what Uriel said? There isn't a single blockhead that could possibly be attracted to a Hulk like you. Or rather, there's no way that we would permit it. There can't be many who could accompany your stature in the first place.
Indeed, it's a shame, but males who will look good by your side are extremely few in number. Even a kiss won't be romantic. To make the males go on his tiptoes, it's nothing short of fatal.
No way. It's not like I chose to be. Or I don't even think I'm that tall.
Ha ha ha! You're still that big even after scrunching up. If that makes you angry, try to be more like us. The two of us could be held lovably in the other's arms, but the ones who could lift you would be maybe Atlas and probably no one else.
Yes, that is true, but he will surely hurt his back.
Do you understand? Slim and compact are in style now. Things a farm horse like you are not.
How cruel. You didn't have to put it that way.
Even your crying is no good. Your tears would feel like a flood to your male partner. Surely. Oh my.
Oh my.
Have some pity,
Have
other
some
me.
pity, other me.
Did you know?
Did you know?
Medusa sighs every time she looks in a mirror.
This
Pathetic effort is just like her. Don't you think? God damn it.
No.
So I was hoping to get a
concave
from Lord Poseidon at the party tonight. So that she could look small and lovable.
Ah,
perfect. Let us ask Lord Poseidon for an extraordinarily huge mirror.
Of
course, we'll have our reply to him ready should he ask. It's rather embarrassing.
But our little sister has a mental affliction that prevents her from looking at normal-sized mirrors.
We'll say. Splendid!
Really?
We care too much for our little sister, don't you think so, Medusa?
Sisters.
We almost had it by the end.
And so,
my face hurts from laughing.
Several minutes have passed since Ryder closed her eyes. Ryder? About the nightmare. I have changed my mind. Let us leave old stories here for now. Also, it will soon be time for the appointment. Ryder gets up from her seat. I regret asking. It really was an insensitive request. Then, do excuse me. And to clarify a potential misunderstanding, the Cabissus-induced nightmare was not such a bad thing from my point of view. It was not excruciating pain that paralyzed me. It was the joy of seeing the people I never thought I would meet again. Huh? It is not unlike the situation you are in. I was being whipped around by everyone, but those were still the best days of my life. It might, in fact, be the fear of reminiscing about those times that brings about my hatred of mirrors. She leaves with a kind smile. I can't help but feel happy seeing such a smiling face. Happy, but not really getting whipped around, Ryder. No, but what's this surging feeling of companionship for Ryder? It's really funny that Ryder's nightmare is just the plot of Cinderella.
Yeah. She's doing her best.
Oh my god, we have so many.
We could talk to Saber. The good news is we could pick someone that is not you. You want to talk about food? You want to talk about food? Whatever Tosca's up to?
Let's knock out the Emiya residence one so that we're like done with the inside stuff, yeah? That way it's all outside next time.
We're home! We have returned, Shiro.
Oh, welcome back. Our two gluttons have come back in high spirits.
I knew we were going to talk about food.
They're carrying an unfamiliar paper bag.
We went all the way to Shinto.
Yep, bringing Saber-chan to all sorts of places was totally worth it. Everyone gave us extra stuff.
You dragged Saber someplace weird again, didn't you?
What's with that tone? It sounds like you want to say everything good is because of Saber-chan and everything bad is because of me. Let's go, Saber-chan. Shiro, who doesn't understand a woman's heart, should just stay there, sweeping until the sun sets. Taiga? Shiro?
Fine by me, but what were they doing in Shinto? That bag has really piqued my interest. Once I'm done cleaning up the entranceway, should I try asking about it indirectly? There's only one way to get someone to talk.
Just gotta start cooking?
A small, poorly lit room with a single desk and a gift of fried pork cutlet, broiled eel, or ramen. But since lunch is already over, I decided to prepare tea with chocolate truffles instead. The two of them should be in Saber's room. For some reason, they were in a real hurry to get there.
We're back! Excuse me. Oh!
Ah, Sakura and Ryder came back.
Well, alright.
Excuse me. There's not enough tea for two more. Oh well, I'll have them wait. Hey, you two. The tea is ready. Yo!
But our butt cheeks allowed on Twitch?
Saber butt. Our butts allowed on Twitch. Our butt cheeks allowed on Twitch. Give him the nice little side boob.
Nah. Well, I guess side boob's not illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
You guys can't say I never did anything for you.
Alright, you ready? You ready for the scene to get awkward?
Yeah. The fact that I managed to hold on to the tray is nothing short of a miracle. Oops. Sorry, Saber. My bad. My thoughts freeze for a moment, and I produce a mechanical response. Oh.
I had to check and make sure. I had to check and make sure my square was still safe.
Doing my best not to drop the tray. As calmly as I can, I promptly reach for the door handle. I should have knocked. I'll be gone in a flash.
Uh-oh. Wait, the swimsuit. I thought I would try it on. We went to Shinto to buy a swimsuit, actually. Taiga kindly helped me select a few, and even the store clerk said that it really suits me. But I still was not sure, and I thought I would see it myself in the mirror.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll make sure I knock from now.
And thus, Shiro, I would like you to have a look and comment as well.
Yeah, sure. Tell me when you're done changing. What? What are these options?
I don't know. Why would we lie? We don't even know what we're lying about.
Yeah, why would I lie? God, we're gonna have to do both. They both say new on them, but like...
You want us to lie first? I did not see your butt cheeks.
I quickly set the tray down while in retreat mode.
Yes, and thank you for the tea. I am particularly grateful for the chocolate truffles.
Oh, that was my apology to Fujine for misbehaving. Wait. I hear footsteps approaching. They aren't just passing by, they've stopped right in front of the room.
Uh-oh. Who calls her Saber-san?
Sakura?
It has to be, right? It has to be the love triangle. Saber-san, can we... Again! My box!
Sakura? Crap, this isn't gonna be funny.
Saber, some of your purchases got mixed up with mine.
Furthermore, if Ryder's around, then we're way past just not being funny. It'll be outright frightening. Our eyes meet for but a brief moment. There's no time for words. To avoid trouble, we only have a single choice.
So I think what I'm confused about is I thought he left the room, but she stopped him before he left the room, so he's still in the room?
Yeah, I think so.
I see.
I hide inside the closet. Not much of a hiding spot, but there's no other place that could possibly conceal a grown man around here.
Don't call yourself a man in this situation!
We're coming in, Saber's son.
It's only natural that she would be at a loss for words. Especially when being greeted in the nude. Looks like it's taking a while for panic to set in. Saber's like a museum exhibit that Sakura's observing from different angles. Relatable.
This is fine.
She really should hurry up and put something on. Even Ryder seems to be having a hard time.
Why couldn't she just say just a minute? Why do people just walk into the room? I don't.
Is that Saber?
I guess? Okay. Oh, to forget about LaFleur, of all things. I appreciate it, Sakura.
Oh, but no problem. But before that, how are you so thin?
Huh?
Despite the fact that every single day you have seconds, and you never fail to have a snack at 10 and 3, it's not fair.
I kind of think she's asked something she shouldn't have.
Are you not quite the glutton yourself, Sakura?
It's not that I'm envious because you can eat so much. And besides, I do eat a fair amount when it tastes good, but then I have to worry about dieting every time too.
Oh my god, my butt's square! I gotta move, Jake!
I'm sure if we just click through this, it'll go fast enough.
Sakura, at the risk of sounding arrogant, I will offer you a piece of advice. Look, I put you in her butt cheeks. Don't be mad.
I'm happy.
You do have a secret technique, don't you?
A person that enjoys their food without worry ends up having a far more delicious meal. I'm telling you, I can't.
However, Sakura doesn't look like she's gained any weight. Girls sure are complicated.
Look, there's no flab on your upper arms, your stomach is nice and flat, even your ribs stick out a little. Could it be that you've mastered some secret British dieting technique? Or are you secretly doing aerobic exercises every day?
You speak as if it would be considered foul play.
That is not it, Sakura. I simply cannot gain weight.
A straight answer, like a powerful fastball. And like a batter that struck out, Sakura's frozen stiff.
My body stopped growing the moment I pulled the sword from the stone. For that reason, no matter how extravagant the meal, I will never gain weight, yet I can go on without a single slice of bread and never lose any. Yes, while it left me unable to obtain the dignity and physique worthy of a king, I felt it was quite convenient on the battlefield during times of war. Stop moving your head. However, now that I am also unable to ever reach the splendor of a woman in full bloom, I am starting to feel but a tinge of... Sakura, are you listening?
Bang your head on the table. I see, so that's what it was. I mean, really, even I thought it was kind of strange.
Ryder, what is wrong with Sakura?
You would do well to think more about the power of your own words, Saber.
It is certainly unusual. The fact that the beings known as servants are not bound by the rules of this world should be well known to the masters. There is nothing to be surprised.
You will grow strong, Sakura. Strong enough to not lose to this thick-skinned servant. I am no stranger to a body complex myself. I understand your sorrow like my own.
Right,
Starting tonight, let us go on a diet. I will help too. Every night getting out of the bath, I shall mark my weight on a graph and calculate my calorie intake.
Right.
It is all right. I will always be by your side, Sakura.
Ryder, your body never changes either, does it?
Nothing escapes a girl's eye, eh, Sakura?
Ryder, it can't be.
Yes, I was silent until now, but
Even you're lying, right?
since I am a servant, it does not matter how much I eat. I won't get any taller than this. Wait, they were talking about height?
Traitor!
Now, why would Sakura be petrified? Your mystic eyes did not.
Do not worry. Lately, she has been going into a petrified state as a means of coping with shock.
Oh, her body aligns itself with the servant?
I see. I don't know how much of that was meant seriously, but from now on, I'll have to be careful to avoid causing her to petrify.
I see, although I did not have any ill intentions.
Nope, just told her the cruel truth, that's all. We shall get going then.
Take care of yourselves.
Sakura has become quite a burden.
Oh.
Oh, Flippies, I think. Right. That's gotta be Saber
Yeah.
and then Ryder.
Sakura has become quite a burden.
Oh no, this is normal. Perfectly normal. Have they left? I can come out now. Just wait for Saber. Why would you? Ah. As if. It is. Oh.
It is absolutely charming to see how well those two get along.
Anyway, just put something on. That's right, the armor.
I see, indeed.
Finally, Saber's appearance has settled down. Rather, it's me who can now take a breath. While my mind has relaxed somewhat, I voice a random thought that's just occurred to me. Saber. About the swimsuit from before.
Right.
There ought to be a more suitable place to show it off. How about we go to the pool in Shinto sometime? Quite out of character. Scratching my cheek, I forced it out. I mean, I heard a new pool opened in Shinto, so... A brief pause. Then Saber, after taking in a quick breath.
Yes, I will gladly accompany you.
Just like that, a pool date promise has been made. I think there is a pool date scene with everybody.
Oh shit, a new scene has appeared in the special collection? It can now be chosen at the entrance on a holiday morning?
Does that mean I have to, like, leave this menu and go to the entrance? Because the entrance is what they call, like, that whole, like, title screen, right?
I guess when we save and get done.
But it has to be on a holiday morning? Because the first day's usually not a holiday, right? Walkies. Alone. Because we want to die. Let's go to the church alone. Climbing up a long hill road, I finally arrive at the church. It's a dark night. A Batman, if you will. Even though there isn't a single cloud, the moon is dark. The only light seems to be coming from the church.
Holy shit.
I imagine we're just gonna get rocked, because this is where we fought them with Saber, but this time we don't have Saber.
Yeah.
There's the ghost of a woman standing in the square.
I mean, why would she kill us? Does she know we're a master? Oh, yeah, she does. She's been repeating the same day for 90. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I'm stupid. Dumb questions. Not to worry.
I'm reminded of a supernatural Willow. You.
I think she
I'm
probably...
dreaming.
She probably said that?
I don't know, maybe. Because he's like, he remembers weird shit from the time loops too.
Does he?
Like because he was talking to Lancer about her.
Right.
Like he said memory leakage the whole time. I'm dreaming. Since when was I in a dream? This is the first time I've seen her. I've never met her before, yet I feel I know this woman very well. Huh? The woman passes beside me as if nothing happened. I watch the ghost absent-mindedly. There's no need to rush after it. After all, this is a dream. Even if I try, it will probably just vanish like a phantom when I catch up. Plus, these things are in the way.
Oh, shit.
I hear the chorus that I'm so used to. Even though someone told me not to come here alone, I seem to have forgotten that warning. However, I'm lucky this time. Lucky this is just a dream, and soon I'll awake to my usual ceiling.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Brutal claws run through my liver. Stomach. Like a strawberry stuck with a fork. Legs. They pass through my joints, arriving at the face and neck. Neck. I no longer have a throat and cannot manage a scream, only the sound of air escaping. Help. Ah! Brain slashed out. Because I'm in so much pain, because the situation's so vexing, I want to take my frustration out on some stuffed animal. Stabbing the silly, non-resistant toy with a kitchen knife, a slaughtering act that anyone can do, simple and tasteless. I feel sick with it, nauseous, now that I'm playing the part of the stuffed animal. Oh, I'm alright. This is a dream. Now, as soon as this crunching incident ends, it'll be as if it never happened. Because it will have never happened. Because I'll wake up in my next form.
End.
Dun-dun.
Boom,
It's a good time to look for that pool scene, I guess.
Cool, cool. Hey. Go to school.
Oh boy. Oh, it's just, okay. I thought this was all one thing.
I also did too. Hey, Emmy, have you heard?
A familiar voice calls me to stop outside the third-year classrooms. Meet Taziri and Tosaka. Their beauty makes the pair of them the pride of Homerahara. It's said these two are close, though it's thought to be too unreal to be true by some. Morning, Mitsuzuri. Tosaka.
Good morning, Emiya-kun. Oh, you heard that she's back already?
Mitsuzuri says, pointing at Tosaka. I reply with a nod. Of course I had. We're practically housemates as it is.
Yes, I've returned from abroad. Been traveling through England all this time, she says. Sheesh, some honor student you are, blowing off school so you can skip off to some faraway country for a vacation.
Mitsuzuri must be really jealous for her to sigh over Tosaka's trip like that. If I didn't know all the details myself, I'd think that too.
So, where did you go? London? Wales? Or to see the Loch Ness? Regrettably, I had almost no time for sightseeing. Starting next year, I'm going to have my hands full with all kinds of things, you know?
Oh yeah, that's right. Tosca's trip was officially supposed to be a precursor to studying abroad there.
I see. Finding a place to stay before you move there and such. That was part of it, plus there were a lot of other matters I wanted to take care of. Though, I thought I could start getting accustomed to it now, since I'll be living there for a while.
You may be headed there on a scholarship, but it's still important to lay the necessary groundwork ahead of time.
Geez, I bet you already have a whole stack of recommendations from the schools over there. Honor students sure have it good. Aren't you in for an easy ride yourself, Ayako, after how well you scored in the last round of exams? And I still didn't do as well as you did. For crying out loud, what do you make of Miss Dean's list over here, Emiya?
Well, I can tell you my grades were nothing to brag about.
That might have something to do with how you're always spacing out in class, Emiya. You'd better get it together soon, or you'll end up graduating with Mato's class. Oh look, Emiya-kun's making a, hey, I've got my act together all right face.
Tosca continues making fun of me. Still, I'm not so much of a slacker that I'd have to repeat a year like she's implying.
Well, don't worry too much about Emiya-kun. If worse comes to worse, I'll drag him up by the collar somehow. Huh? How? By tutoring him? Oh, on the contrary, I'm prepared to lay out his entire future after graduation for him.
Whoa, she brought that up in front of Mitsuzuri. If it were Issei, news like that would have been a critical hit from which you'd probably never recover. The way she's eyeing me now suggests she expects an explanation. No, she means, you know, like a domestic helper or someone.
Emiya-kun's probably thinking about studying abroad himself. If we were roommates, it would mean cheaper rent for both of us. Wow, Tosaka, are you really okay with that?
She meant living together while studying abroad. Or no, she just said we'd be roommates. It's true that should we both go abroad, our finances will not allow us to live separately.
What do you intend to do while studying abroad, Emiya? Are you okay with going along with someone like her in the first place? Be it in a new country in this world or somewhere in the next, human beings can get used to living anywhere in 3 months' time or so. Besides, Emiya-kun already said he can't stand to be alone and will chase after me wherever I go.
Who's that embarrassing imitation supposed to be of? After frantically scanning the hallway in case there's someone else here who could overhear her, I'm preparing to retort by asking her just when and where I said that when.
Wow, I always thought Emiya would be more candid about these kind of things. How very dry and cool.
I think it's Mitsuzuri, Tosca, Mitsuzuri.
Okay. No, that is Tosaka, well, you know, Emiya.
Mitsuzuri vigorously slaps me on the back. And finally, after heaving a great sigh, makes the following pronouncement.
Keep up the chase as spirited as you are now, and you may even catch up to this woman someday. Oh my, Ayako, don't you have a much harder time yourself, always having to be the one to chase after the man? Shut up, you! Speaking of which, I've just remembered something. Don't go spiriting Emiya away just yet. As I recall, we still have unsettled business between us. Let our bows determine the victor one more time.
It's time, you two. Mitsuzuri, I'll have to leave that matter for another time.
Running away again, huh? Tosca, I'll be waiting to hear some of your travel stories later. Don't worry, I have plenty. Well then, good day to you, Emiya-kun.
The girls' battalion makes a rather hasty exit. Well then, I'd better get to class. I looked it up, and the pool scene is like, yeah, it's not in that weird special menu. It's the entrance, you click on like the entrance of Emiya's house. It'll say like a new thing and pop up.
What? We have a pool in our house?
No, but you like gather there to go leave.
Oh, I see. I can't...
We went to school, so... It's the afternoon break, which means time for lunch. Empty-handed as usual, I, who did not bring a lunchbox, am now faced with infinite possibilities. I could just go to the cafeteria like usual. Or I could get fancy, and rather than go to a convenience store, run to the Mount Miyama shopping district to buy something, go to Shinto to eat, and come back sometime before 5th period. According to Gotokun, it's a rash choice that leaves you unsure as to whether you're going to eat lunch or go on a time trial. It's also said that there are those who completely forget about school and end up playing around Shinto. That's how it'd be, even if I just go to Shinto and come back to school.
Ooh, is this...
Sakura? I don't know how many people call us senpai.
But, Tosuka was on the little thing, wasn't she? Is this Gotokun? What would that be, senpai?
Going to Shinto for lunch and then coming back here.
That's unreasonable. You can't. Don't do it, senpai. Besides, you don't need to go so far since I made enough for you too, senpai. Oh, damn it, it is Sakura.
What? Oh, it's you, Sakura.
You sounded so different from behind.
Well, I wasn't really considering it. Here she is. As I turn around, I see Sakura holding a cloth-wrapped container in her hands. Sakura. Could it be that she's planning to go flower viewing and skip school in the process?
Thank goodness. I was worried you'd push yourself too much.
If you're talking about me going too far, then well, never mind. Sakura, is that a lunchbox? As I point at it, Sakura nods happily. Yeah, there's certainly more than enough in there. Is that what she was working so hard on this morning?
Yes, I was thinking of having lunch together with you, senpai.
Perfect timing. I didn't have anything for lunch either. Wait, 3 boxes just for the 2 of us?
As a matter of fact, I thought we could share some with Tosuka senpai too.
I see. That's why there are 3. Gotcha. I'll go call Tosuka.
No, that's all right, senpai. Tosuka senpai should already be waiting for us on the roof.
Always one step ahead, I see. But are you okay as far as archery goes? Since Sakura's the captain of the archery club now, it seems she usually has lunch at the range.
I told everyone that I'd be going out for lunch today, so you don't need to worry about me. Let's go to the roof. Nissan, have I kept you waiting?
Away from the public eye, Sakura's way of addressing Tosuka changes. Tosuka's waiting for us on the rooftop with the usual expression on her face. The kind of face that would send her classmates running away in tears.
No, not at all. Moreover, I see you even managed to catch Emiya-kun.
Hardly turned down one of Sakura's homemade lunches. I didn't bring anything to eat today anyway.
It's like, well, this is my life now. Same here. After Sakura went through the trouble of making it, it's only a matter of course that I partake. That's right, and so I did my best to prepare a little feast for Ne-san and Senpai.
Sakura happily sets about opening the 3 stacked boxes and displaying the food inside. Those boxes look like something you'd serve a New Year's feast in, but inside were an array of onigiri, accompanied by a colorful assortment of sides. The festive red and white of the fish cakes is dazzling to the eyes.
Of all the foods to translate for us, they picked onigiri. I'm so mad. You know how many foods we've looked up this entire time we've been playing this game?
After taking up our chopsticks and saucers, we surround the lunchbox.
Oh, not bad at all, Sakura. I can't believe you made all this in one morning. I did do some of the preparation yesterday. Once you make up your mind to cook for 3, it's actually a lot more fun than cooking just for 1, you know?
Hands clasped in front of us, we bow in thanks for the meal. Being on the rooftop in fall with lunch spread out around us almost makes it look like we're at a picnic. When I take a bite of the nori-wrapped onigiri, a lightly seasoned savory taste spreads through my mouth. She used konbu. Yes, a refined choice indeed.
This is really well done. I doubt I'd be able to match you on this.
Is that so? But I'm sure that you could make an amazing lunch too, Ne-san.
Well, it certainly would be a lunch that would amaze you, although probably not in the way you're thinking. I'm only used to cooking for myself, which means I only do enough to meet the minimum requirements, although that doesn't mean I'm opposed to luxury in my meals.
Sakura and I both nod in agreement at that. You could call it a masterful level of skill in saving money, or you could call it being sloppy only where yourself is concerned. As fond as Tosca is of extravagance, she can't bring herself to spend money on it.
Well, it's not that kind of trait that can be changed anytime soon. That's why I have to say, the way Sakura can be counted on to make enough for 3 people, with such care and precision, is really enviable.
Oh no, not at all. I'm not sensitive to fine details the way Nason is, so this is the most I can do.
What are you talking about? It's delicious, and to top it off, the vegetable and persimmon tempura with stewed fish is so beautifully prepared.
If you cook fried fruits this way, then they'll keep for several days. I learned that from Senpai.
She even managed to keep the sides served in a broth from leaking and prevented the flavors from mixing. She did an outstanding job on this. I nod to myself as I raise a slice of omelet to my mouth. The way she balanced the flavors of the soup stock and sugar is even better than when I make it.
Okay then, since Sakura treated us to such a feast today, I suppose that means it's my turn next time.
Ha, that's wonderful. I'm really looking forward to trying Nason's lunch.
Well, don't get your hopes up too much. It's been a long time since I've made a lunch for someone else. Well, if I think of this as an expression of thanks to Sakura and Emiya-kun, I suppose I can put my all into it.
The lighthearted conversation between the two sisters continues. This is what the atmosphere between the two of them should have been like since long ago. Eating lunch together with Tosca, the older sister, and Sakura, the younger. Talking about trivial everyday things. The bond between the two of them, torn apart 11 years ago, will never return to how it once was. But even if this peace is only a temporary salve over the old wounds, and their bond frail and patchy, that doesn't change how wonderful this rare scene is.